absolute tears of laughter. First set of laughter that I have had, and I can't even remember when. So I called Cherie to remind her. For those that don't know her, you will know her pretty soon, Lady ShaMar. I met her by way at Chevy nightclub. She was one of the stand-up comedians, and we just kind of clicked right from the start. And so I called her yesterday. Cherie answered the phone. Cherie answered the phone for me.
Hello.
I thought I had dialed the wrong number. I thought I had dialed the wrong number. I go, Cherie. Okay, let's play it out, Cherie. Okay. Ring, ring, ring. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. May I speak with Cherie?
Max is calling.
Yes, this is Karen.
And how may I help you?
Cherie, this is Karen D. Remember I asked you about being on the show?
Oh, girl, what's up, girl? How you doing?
Oh, my God, girl, you had me going. I thought you was a white woman for real.
Girl, I didn't know if you was a bill collector or what, child. I ain't know, sugar. Look.
Hey.
She said that was her
Hey,
her
black people do switch it up with bill collector.
Okay. Look, I had that I don't owe you no money voice. Like I got an 800 credit score voice. Don't call me with that.
That's right.
Cherie, this is Chief Leon Judge. He is the organizer of the podcast. And this is T. Taylor May. He is the everything of the podcast, girl. You can thank him for our new platform that we are on tonight.
It is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Well,
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, Cherie, would you like to tell the audience a little bit about you?
Let's see. Where do I begin? I am known as the North Carolina Queen of Comedy, comedian Lady ShaMar. Although I am out of NY by way of NC, just tearing up the stages. You know, just like everybody else, waiting on that big break moment. Until then, I got to take care of these kids and keep trying to stay under the radar from getting flagged for food stamp fraud and Medicaid fraud and all that other stuff.
That's right. Hey, that's the life.
You are fairly a newlywed, am I right?
Say that again, darling.
You are fairly a newlywed, right?
Fairly a newlywed. Yes, indeed. You would say that on the day my ring is upstairs. Yes. Look, he gonna be like, "Where your ring at? Where your ring at?"
Well, that's okay, girl. I know because when I met you, I think y'all were engaged at the time.
You know what? We might have just been engaged. Yeah.
And that's been about 3 years, 2 years ago.
Yep. Almost.
Okay. And guys, when Cherie came in, no one knew that she was one of the performers. And a white woman snubbed her.
And did.
Thank God I saw her come in, but I didn't realize who she was. Thank God I didn't snub her. Because when she got up on stage, she let Miss Fang know exactly who she was and that she snubbed her. Cherie, you want to tell her how you let her know that, girl?
Baby, listen, I had to tell sweetheart, the way you just snubbed me, especially in the bathroom, honey, and then walking past you like I was the help. Honey, you paid to come see me. So let me give you some of this good work, okay? I had to let the clear lady know. Listen here, Miss Clear Lady. You will never treat another black person the way you just tried to snub me. You never that's who you're talking to. Shit.
But by the end of the night, that same lady was laughing at every joke. I don't know if she was laughing out of fear or what, but she was laughing.
Listen, when I went to the bathroom afterwards, she was like, "You are just so gorgeous. Oh my God, look at your lips. They're so full. I would love to have lips like yours. Oh my gosh, I love your body." I was like, hey, time out. Flag on the play. Double dribble. False start. Something. Like, lady, what you doing?
Overkill.
Like, later, we're in the bathroom. Like, I ain't even washed my hands yet.
Hey T, she was shooting her shot, won't she?
Right.
She was afraid after what it came out.
That part.
Cherie, how long have you been a comedian, dear?
Oh my gosh. I think this is year 8. It's,
Year
you know
8?
what? When I tell you, comedy, it's nothing like your regular 9 to 5 where you remember how many years you've been there. Like, man, I've been punching this clock for like 13 years. No, with comedy, it all jumbles together. So I think it's about 8, but it feels like 28 because this
Right.
comedy game is so fierce. It is a dog eat dog world.
Wow.
And
I was going to ask you how easy is it being a female?
it ain't. You know what? I have, I do my own show, and the one thing that I talk about frequently is the one famous comic that I did a show with, and I have never been so sexually harassed in my life.
Really?
But it was just like when we go off the air, I'll tell y'all who it is, but I'm not gonna do it on the air.
Right,
But
right.
when I tell you, it was through, and before the comedy show, comics kick it in the green room or whatever, and we crack jokes on each other. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And this comic said something like, "Man, you got some big lips. I could tell you what you can do with them lips and blah blah blah." Now I'm the only female on the ticket, so we all laugh, key, because I'm used to hearing that,
Right.
And then they came with another comeback about it, and then we laughed again because it was a little funnier than the first one, and then
Mm-hmm.
the third one was more explicit, inviting me into the stall, and I was just like, wait, this just went left. And then the next one came not even a minute later, and to the point where the other men on the ticket had to tell them, like, bro, chill. She said no.
Right.
She said no. And I mean, to this day, I can work and do a show with my worst enemy. I mean, I've toured with Michael Blackson, Joe Torre, Ryan Davis, Shula King. I mean, Bruh Man from the Fifth Floor. I've been on the road with these guys and hitting stages with these guys.
Right.
I'm not starstruck. Okay, I
Right.
meet
Right.
them all the time, but when you have other male comics that have to tell another male comic, bruh, chill. She's not the type that's because there are some female comics out here. Boy, they're bang bang chitty and all the way up the moon to get 7 minutes on the stage with somebody. Not me,
Mm.
bro. I work a 9 to 5 before I sit here and do that. That's not my
Exactly.
thing.
Right. So what's the craziest thing that you've seen backstage?
For myself or other comics,
Anybody?
I've seen some groupies. Baby, listen, and I was on the road with a comic, and when I tell you the females that lined up and the things that they would do to get backstage,
Right.
and then before we could even get to our hotel room, they knew what hotel we were at. They were already there, and they were dressed as maids. And we're like, maids at midnight?
Right.
And I mean, and they were doing anything to get into the room with these people. I got a motto: when I'm on the road and my show is over, when I go in my hotel room, that door don't open up again until continental breakfast. You dig? I'm not going out and ain't nobody coming in.
Hey, Lady ShaMar, that's the
Yeah.
same thing the ladies was doing to get a copy of. That's the same thing the ladies was doing to get a copy of T Book. They was lining up all everything. They was throwing panties all at the podcast and everything. These are
It be like that sometimes, man.
It's real. It's real. This comedy game is not for the faint of heart. A lot of times women are overlooked in this game because people believe that we are not as entertaining or funny as our male counterparts,
Mhm.
and that's not accurate. But when you look at most female comics, there's only but so much that most female comics talk about. It's pretty much the same thing. So with me, with me being coined the Biggie Smalls of comedy, that's because I don't write jokes. All of the hundreds of shows I've done, they come off the top of my head. So when you book me, you'll get a different show every single time, only because I got a terrible memory. I'm not gonna remember them jokes if I wrote them down. So that's why when I go up there, it spits right off the top of my head,
Now, see, I like
What
that.
makes you want to do
That's a true gift, I think.
Yeah.
Would you say, Judge?
What made you want to go into comedy? Like, and how was your first show? Your first ever time going on stage? How was that?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. First time on stage. Well, let's put it like this. I went into comedy because my history teacher always told me I play too much, especially in her class. She said, being a clown doesn't pay. So, Miss Ritchie, I want to tell you, you're a liar. Okay? It does pay. It pays very handsomely.
Right.
So, but my first time on stage, unfortunately, somebody actually videoed it and put it on YouTube. I'm still trying to figure out who that is so they can take it down. But I was so nervous. I was so nervous. I was so scared that I literally, before I hit the stage, I drank the whole left side of the bar. So when I got up there, I couldn't even stand up. I sat down and did my comedy. And one thing you have to understand with comics, when you hear a lot of profanity in a comics set, it's nervousness. So when there's a lot of profanity, all right, this person's nervous, So my first one, I couldn't even let my mama listen to it. My daddy a pastor, and he still ain't seen it. You know what I'm saying? I was just that nervous. But I had a mentor that watched it, and he critiqued me afterwards, and he said, darling, you did good for your first time on stage. He said, but it's called stand-up comedy for a reason. I don't ever want to see you sitting down ever again.
Right.
Like
that. I've never sat down.
You have a fellow comedian that just joined. He said that you were very funny at his comedy club show. Lorenzo Murray.
What's going on?
Williams. When the hell I get Murray? Lorenzo Williams. Yes, that's a great friend of mine as well. He just joined. He said that you was at the Joker's Comedy Club.
Yes, in Augusta. Boy, that heat down there, that's a different type of heat. Man, even the fish and water, they don't make it down there. It's hot.
Really?
Baby, anytime they book me, I don't even get my hair curled. I come with it molded down. I ain't got time.
Why is that, Lady ShaMar?
Baby, it's so hot there. I think they booked me for a weekend. I think Jokers just booked me maybe 3 or 4.
Look at him. He's laughing at you.
Baby, I'm telling you. I think the first time they brought me down there, I was down there for the whole weekend. So I came on that Friday. We did little walkthroughs or whatever, and we were going to the club. We left out of the club. It was after midnight, and that heat was stifling. It was so hot out. And I'm breathing, looking around at everybody. Everybody like, you all right? I'm like, baby, you got to have Augusta lungs to live down here. Heat is hot.
Baby. What y'all burning yourself for?
We got a question from Ebony. She wants to know, how do you feel about Monique being blackballed, but finally winning her case against Netflix because she was right all along?
In that particular situation, when it first came out, I was Team Monique the entire time. I lost a lot of comedy sisters behind me speaking out, and that's me. I'm always vocal. Whether you like it or not, you can't beat me. Oh, well. So that's how I look at things. But I was like, you know what? Everybody that's looking down on Monique, they're wrong. Like, she's seriously putting things into perspective. And I was so happy. So happy when she won that. But it hurt me that our Black people turned their backs on her. the Tyler Perrys,
so many
the
of
Oprahs, Lee Dan. I mean, listen, and Tyler, this ain't, if you're watching Tyler, I still would love to work with but I was right. I was so hurt that people went against her. And baby, when you get blackballed in this industry, it is one of the hardest things that you have to work through. I mean, it is so hard. You can't even explain it, how hard it is when you're blackballed in this comedy industry. You seriously will be doing comedy shows for funeral homes when you blackball.
But she won it. She persevered, honey, and she won that thing. And see, I know that all of the Tyler Perrys, all of my future boss, Tyler. Okay, we all make mistakes.
Yes.
All of the Tyler Perrys, all of everyone that doubted her, they were more influenced because she was a small fish. So they were listening to the bigger fish story over the smaller fish story, but I guarantee you, if they are people of which I hope they are, that they are people of substance, that they can go to her and admit that they were wrong and apologize to her. But you know what? I do admire her because she spoke for what she knew was right.
And that's one of the inspiration. That's one of the things in this industry, when you have nothing going on, nothing on your plate, nothing on your IMDb. God. IMDb. Thank you. These lips sometimes get in the way, but when that happens, your price goes down, and people don't realize that. And see, Monique hadn't done anything recently, so people were looking at her like, okay, your price goes down, but she's looking at herself like, wait a minute, this is my resume. These are the things that I've done, so I'm not going to lowball myself because you want me to. You know what I'm saying? And I do the same thing. I mean, you follow me on Facebook. When my comedy special hit Amazon Prime, I already let people know, oh, my price just went up.
Exactly.
And then when Sirius XM picked it up, I said, oh, my price really went up.
There you go, girlfriend. That's what I'm talking about. Your worth.
So, I'm just glad it worked out for her. And I pity the people that thought she would not make it, or that she would not come out on top in this.
But I really think that's what made her fight hard, is because she had so many doubters. She probably would not have came up on top as big as she did had someone tried to fight with her, because she wouldn't have fought so hard.
But one of the main things that kept her going is that manhood.
Oh yeah.
Y'all black men don't understand what it feel like to have a black man, a strong black man in your corner.
There you go.
Baby,
support you, girl. Support you.
Here, when I tell you, when you got a strong black man in your corner that say, baby, I don't care what none of these people say. You right, I'm gonna fight with you. We gonna fight this to the end. Baby, listen here. You'd have been slapping all the clear people off of the when they was hanging all over the building, the Capitol building, trying to dang on storm it. You'd have been down there slapping people off with them, like, baby, I got you. That's how strong you feel like you can be when you have a good man in your corner. You can do it all, honey.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about, girlfriend.
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question real quick about let's talk about your special on Amazon. Can you let everybody know how to find that?
Sure. It's on Amazon Prime, and you look it up. You can do a search. If you got Amazon Prime, it's free. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you got to pay a couple of dollars for it.
Pay a couple of dollars, y'all.
A couple of dollars.
She's worth it.
So it is Liquor House Comedy presents Brown Sugar Nights.
You gonna put it up there too?
Yeah, I got you.
Now, don't listen to it around your cheering, your pastor, your bishop, none of that. Don't listen to it at work. If you listen to it at work, when I come up, if you scream out laughing and lose your job, that's on you, because I can't take care of all of us. Okay.
I'm gonna watch the Brown Sugar Nights. Okay. I'm gonna watch it as soon as we finish. I sure am.
It's on Tubi, Sirius XM, Amazon, So, and a couple of other platforms, but yeah, Ty Banks, he produces that. He's really awesome. He's out of Raleigh. He does a lot of comedy specials. This brother has made way for a lot of comics down here in this area.
Okay.
So yeah, I got to
Yeah,
give.
because you're in North Carolina, right?
I am. I am. I'm in North Carolina.
Okay. And this is gonna be my first time letting everybody know this.
Mhm.
Just the other night, I received my first official movie role that I'm gonna be in. And it is going to be filmed in North Carolina. It's an independent film. It's going to be, it's planned to be on Tubi and IMDb. So, um,
You
yeah,
better do it, boo. Hold on. What part of North Carolina? Because you got to
I,
be.
I, I'll have to let you know. I will let you know.
All right, you mess around there. Because see, North Carolina is huge,
Uh huh.
but it's small. You hanging out with
Barbara
the black folk.
Jameson is going to be Barbara Jameson is the one that's doing the film.
Okay. Well, 1 minute you hanging out with the black folk, chilling on the block with Pookie and Ray Ray them, a little sex quan, and then you drive 5 miles up the road and you in Clan Country.
I'll be calling you, girl.
Look, if you in Clan Country, don't call me. I'm gonna send somebody to help you, but I'm not coming. I'm still on
Right.
probation. I can't help you.
Hey, Lady ShaMar, I wanted to share something with you. So
Okay.
many years ago, I had tried to do stand-up comedy, right? So just like your first time, I got drunk as I don't know what. Look, I jumped off the stage, yo. I went in the crowd. I don't know what the hell I was thinking about. And it was insane. The guy said, "Damn, I thought you tore your ACL." I was embarrassed. So I know I feel your pain. What's some upcoming projects that you have in the making?
So right now, we're doing some works for a show in London for me to do. Of course, it's as enticing as London sounds. I fear COVID more.
Yeah.
So, we're waiting until this stuff dies down some. I have a show in Columbia, South Carolina, Michael's Bistro and Lounge, really, really upscale grown folk spot down there. And then I'll be, that's coming up on I want to say the 12th. I got to look at my calendar. And then I'll be in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, coming up at the end of next month. So, even though COVID is struck like you had nobody's business,
Mm.
I'm still blessed. I'm fortunate because there are some comics that have been left stagnant, stuck, can't move, can't do anything, and that hurts. This is when you start seeing all of these internet comics. Everybody want to be funny, And I tell people there's a huge difference when people ask me, "Well, what do you think about internet comics?" And I said, what all of us Chitlin Circuit comics think. We hate y'all. We hate y'all.
Right.
Okay? Because y'all sitting at home, COVID done struck in. Y'all done recorded this whole 5-minute video of y'all doing something crazy, trying to be funny. Then you chop it up in a 15-second, only the funny parts. And then you throw it out there on social media and you get overnight success, 2 million, 3 million views, and Shade Room and World Star Hip Hop done reshared it. Next thing you know, you get booked to do a show, and you in a Coliseum with 10,000 people, and you nut up.
Mm.
Right.
And
Amen.
and then people are looking like, what? They not that funny. They never were. So please, and not to discredit internet comments, because some of them are funny. A lot of them are not in real life. So don't overlook the comics that you see out here grinding.
That's right.
Because
Right.
we're getting it in 24/7. Sometimes, when you're not that high up the food chain, you got to pay for your own gas to get to these shows. Some of these places, if it's too long of a drive, you got to pay for your own airline ticket. There's expenses that people don't even think about just to get a comic to that area. So, listen, when you see comics out here getting, like where I live at here now in Greensboro, North Carolina, people knew me in school. They was like, oh man, she was always funny. She was always cracking on the teacher. My husband would say, I never got a chance to holler at you in class because you was always suspended or put out. Every time the teacher come in, you start cracking on him, they throw you out. And that was the day I was going to shoot my shot, but those things and those ways that we move, you have to recognize that. And people in my area, they were like, "Oh, she's always been funny," you know. And then when I started doing comedy in this area, they were like, "Oh, okay, that's just Cherie. She been funny, you know. That's just Cherie." And then when they started to see the flyers where I'm in New York, I'm in Cali, I'm in Florida, I'm in Kentucky, you know, I'm in Jersey, I'm in New York, they like, "Wait a minute, maybe she is funny." They're like, "That's my girl." You know, anytime they see a flyer, get it, girl, chabu, out my face,
Mm-hmm.
out my face. I, you know, and that's why I tell people, and I'm real funny about even people advertising on my social media sites. Don't advertise your business on my social media site. You know, I personally had to work hard and go to all of these shows to win fans, to
Yeah.
build up my fan base. And you think you gonna post your stuff on my page? Not likely. Baby, I will call you out. I will tag your mama, your husband, your kids, whoever. Don't do it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Absolutely.
You have earned that, girl. You don't earn what
Yeah.
you have.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I do not blame you. And I can understand you saying, you know, those if they weren't there with you, supporting you while you were climbing, well, you know, now that you done made that climb,
Yes, ma'am.
you know, you're appreciative
Yes,
of
ma'am.
it. But where were you when I was climbing? Where were you when I was striving? You know, I feel you, girlfriend.
Never
But
shared nothing.
still,
Didn't share a flyer. Didn't share.
still,
Didn't come out and you wasn't sitting in the audience anytime you saw a show. And my thing, I bring big name comics to Greensboro. Like I brought Michael Black. I brought some really big names here.
yeah.
And people will come out to the show when they see it's a big name comic. But this is Greensboro, North Carolina. It's home of the $10 ticket.
Yeah,
So if it's more than $10, they're not coming out.
yeah,
I don't care who you
yeah.
bring. You can
Man,
bring Jesus H. Christ himself. They still not coming for $15 to see Jesus. Nah, I catch him when I die. I catch him when I die. I ain't ready. You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we
Y'all,
were,
you guys have any more questions?
no, well, I know one thing. You know, man, this is Super Bowl, special Super Bowl edition. I know I would love to have you come back on. You know what I mean? Spend some
Absolutely.
time with us.
Hey, and then maybe next time I have my iPad fully charged. You know, because watching Pornhub all the time.
Ah, we ain't mad at you on this podcast for that.
Girl, don't you tell all your secrets.
I ain't finna tell that. I ain't finna tell him everything. I ain't finna give him everything.
Hey,
You know.
you about to gain a whole new fan base. You talking about that on this podcast?
Look,
Oh, y'all should hear her talk about John Wick.
listen
Huh.
here, Jesus. That man right there. I will let him do me on a low view YouTube channel. He can have 3 viewers. I don't care. I'm going there.
Who is this? Who is this now?
John Wick, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I got you.
Now, not the Keanu Reeves that you seen the little clear man in the little surfing movie. It's got to be John Wick, the one who's
Okay.
killing everybody over a dog. It's a difference.
Right.
It's a whole difference. You understand?
Girl, we have enjoyed you. I'm not going to hold you up. And I thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for accepting this invitation. I really do.
It's my pleasure. You know, I appreciate y'all having me come by. I know my kids probably happy this over, so I can, take the duct take off for them because I got them tied to the chair right now to be quiet.
Well, you keep me up on your tour and all, and girl. You know, if you ever come to this area, you know I'm right there.
I know that's right, sis. I know that's right.
All right, and thank you.
Hold on, before you go, can you share your Instagram and your just your contacts so we can have people start following you from this platform? And we can
Absolutely.
support you.
So on Facebook, you can follow me. And I'll give you my personal page information because that's where I cut up at. And it's Cherie McCain, and it's SHA Aura. Shut up! Don't judge my mama. I see y'all laughing. IE. Last name is McCain. MCCAIN. And on IG, it is Comedienne. COMEDIENNE. because that's how you're supposed to spell a female comic. Okay.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. When I see these females with COMEDIAN or EN, I'll be like, these they don't even know. So a female comic is COMEDIENNE _ Lady LADY _ SHAMAR SHAMAR.
girl, let me go find you. 'Cause look, I never can find you on